Alright guys, how's it going? This is that brand spanking new 620. This is a 2021 model is what it's saying, June 2021. This does have captive bar nuts compared to my older model ones. I thought was pretty cool. But I did 2 test cuts on some oak with this, and then I'm gonna do my mods. I want to try some different things. I've got 3 or 4 other ones of these that I've ported that we can also do some testing to see what works better. But I thought I'd just show you guys, a quick low down and dirty runabout way of how I get the numbers. I start with my brass wire. I typically try to do clutch side. That's just how I feel comfortable doing it. You don't have to. Like I said in my other videos, it's just a keyless chuck. This is part of a drill. I have two other wheels somewhere, but this is the one I use the most on chainsaws. It's smaller. I like it a lot better. But first you get your squish reading before you put all this on. Get your squish. This one's at 46 thousandths squish, and I do that with solder. Sometimes I have to twist it up to make it a little fatter on these echoes, because sometimes they got some hairbrain squishes going on. And then after that, you can either push your piston all the way down with something that's blunt like that, or you can look through the exhaust port and rock it back and forth. And I put that at bottom dead center 0, and then snug this all up. Man, I'm still fighting off a little bit of that crud, but I'm feeling a lot better. And then your next step is to use a piston stop, and you can use one like this, but for beginners, I don't recommend this, because it's easier for you guys to make a mistake with this than it is just a thread end piston stop. What's nice about these thread end piston stops, after you get your piston stop in there, grab onto your flywheel. Try not to ever grab onto this, because there's a chance you could move it around, and gently roll this around. Ain't no rush. And I'm almost at 50, but now because this is an adjustable piston stop, I can turn that out just a little bit, and bam, I'm right on 50. And then you roll it real gentle the other way, and bam, I'm right on 50. Now that lets me know that my wheel is centered. If you're getting a different number from one way to the other, you got to either bend your wire or scoot your wheel around a little bit until you get the same reading each time. If you're landing in between numbers, you don't feel like counting them lines, that's where that adjustable piston stop's nice, because you can adjust it to an even number, and it's just easier to go that way. But after your wheel is true to top dead center, you roll this around. Right there's top dead center. These, if you don't pull the coil, they won't stay there. You'll have to manually hold it. And then what I do is I shine a flashlight, just like this, in the port, or down the spark plug hole. And then, like, I know, just because I've already done this saw, and then I got thinking to myself, it's like, I'll make you guys a quick little video. But first little squeak of light right up there where you can see it down in the thing, and we're right there. And how I read this, we're at 90. Right there's 80. That makes it 100. And then we're in between. That's 85. So it would be 90, 100, 105 degrees is where this saw cracks open, and that's pretty typical. Most 620s I see are between 104 and 105. That's pretty typical. So then you write that down in your book, and then after that, a lot of times I'll look through the compression release hole, and then I can see the transfers as I'm, you know, you just keep going in the same rotation, and you bring it down until you see your transfers open, and then, you know, wiggle it back and forth till you find the exact spot where they start to crack, and then write them down. On this one's case, it's 125 and 127. And then after that, I'll roll around. Well, hard to see, but I know right where it's got to be. But right where that skirt just cuts that port off, where it seals it up, you take your reading. We're at 80. And then I'll roll it around again. Well, anyway, you roll it around again, and then make sure that it opens back up at 80. If your numbers are different, then you either got to re-center your wheel or count to figure out your total degrees of duration. But because this one hits 80 on the way up and 80 on the way down, it's 160 degrees. Another option is, let me grab it real quick, is you can use one of these from Dyno Joe, and I can put this right on here and tighten it down, turn it on, zero it right when that piston port closes. Then I can rotate it around and find out. It's a lot easier than having to loosen my wheel and lose my center for top dead center. The only port that I care about total duration on is the intake port. That is the only port. The transfers, I only care when they crack open. Exhaust, only care when it cracks open. Duration's irrelevant to me. It does not matter. The only one that does is intake. That's how I do it. Is it the right way? I don't know. It's just, that's the easiest way I can tell you guys how I read a wheel. The way I do that, it gives me numbers. I can look at the saw, figure out what way I want to molest it and where I want to move things to, and then I've never looked too deep into these. I gotta see how much piston skirt clearance I got before this will free port, because I got some new ideas I want to try. I'm hoping there's enough room in there where I can maybe cut the combustion chamber and maybe cut the piston, and I want to try some different moves on one of these and just to see what happens. But I just wanted to get that out there. That's how I do a wheel. It might not be the right way. It's how I do it, but I can get repeatable results. I can duplicate after you get all your numbers and double check them, triple check them. I can do 25 of these, and if I'm working off the same set of numbers, I can duplicate my results. That's what's important to me about the wheel. But for transfer duration, don't care about it. I just care when it cracks. Exhaust duration, don't care about it. Only care about when it cracks. That's just me. That's the simple, low down, dirty version. I hope it helps someone out. You guys, don't be scared to use a wheel. I put off using a wheel for years. And like Iron Horse and Tin Man inspired me to try to better my craft on using a wheel. And since I've used wheels before on building drag race engines and stuff, so I'm not unfamiliar with the timing wheel. I mean, I used to do degree cams and stuff, and hot rod V8 engines and stuff, so it's just I never thought to apply it to a chainsaw, and watched their videos, thought about it, and so I do my own version. They've got videos out how they do it, and who's right, who's wrong, I don't think it matters. I don't think there is a right and wrong. It's how you guys perceive, how you understand, how you get your numbers. You guys might end up coming up with a different way of totally getting your numbers, totally different way, but as long as you do that to every one of your builds, you can hit repeatability, and that's what matters. So I hope this helps somebody out. I'm not perfect. I don't know what's right, what's wrong. I just do me. I'm gonna keep doing me. I'm constantly evolving and trying and changing things. But I will be doing updates and a comparison video, because I already got a stock video of this running 2 cuts in that oak. I'm curious to see what this is going to do, and then I'm curious to see what it's going to do up against some of my previous builds. Because if I can you know, that 501 I revisited the other day, I got like 20% more gains out of that versus the first time. I got like a 45-50% gain first time around on that, and then revisit it, got another 20%. That's crazy. So maybe with what I know now, what I didn't know then, maybe I can get more out of these. I don't know. We'll find out. But you guys have a good one.